Hello everybody and welcome back to the BlitzFox channel. Today we're going to be comparing and contrasting Overwatch and Marvel Rivals and seeing which one is better to play at this point in time. With Marvel Rivals mid-season update having just come out recently alongside Overwatch 2's Season 15 release, Honor and Glory, I thought it would be a good time to compare and contrast where these games are right now, and with all the changes that have come with these updates, which one is more worth playing at this current point in time, through things such as balance, how fun the general gameplay loop is, and other factors. So without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to go through the pros of each game, starting with Overwatch first, what they do better, what is just generally good about the game, and what changes they just make that make the game more fun. So to start, Overwatch 2's new perk system is a really welcome change to the gameplay and adds a lot more choice to what you're doing, which is something that the game used to feel pretty stale after playing it a lot because there wasn't anything you could really switch up. Now this adds a new dynamic for the season, giving abilities such as Dragon Blade, Lifesteal, and all sorts of cool new changes that make a lot of the heroes just better and more able to do a lot of very cool things they may not have been able to do before. Overall, Overwatch seems quite balanced right now and in a very good spot just in general. Moving into Marvel Rivals, one of the main pros of the game is the team-up abilities. They add a lot of dynamic to the game where they're just these free buffs that you can use, and they'll, for instance, raise Hulk's health for 150, and you get the ability to buff Iron Man and Doctor Strange's abilities and make them do more damage. It's a win-win for both, but if you don't have Hulk, you don't get the buffs for those. It makes so that kind of forces some people to build weird team comps to get certain abilities, and also just helps add another thing you can do in case a match is not going well. For instance, we have a Doctor Strange already, and I'm playing The Thing, the new hero, and it's not going well. And I want to play a dive tank still, so I switch to the Hulk. It buffs our Doctor Strange as well. I get extra health for playing him, and then we end up winning the match because I'm able to better do my job, and Doctor Strange is better able to do damage. Just a very nice dynamic to add onto the game, a very nice, just cool way to incentivize playing weird compositions, playing certain heroes with other certain heroes, beyond the simple, this hero is good for dive, this hero is not good for dive, so if we're building a dive comp, you don't run this hero with this hero because they're not going to be able to heal this hero very well or support this hero very well. Another great pro from our Rivals actually is the third-person camera, which makes it much easier to see what's going on, what you have to react to, and just gather more information to deal with problems as they arise because you have more stuff that you can see. You can see just so much more than you can in Overwatch, and it does genuinely make the game a bit easier to understand what's happening and make it so that you can respond better with all of the information that you have. Heroes in Marvel Rivals also feel a bit more individually powerful. There's a lot more abilities and such that you have, so you have more tools, you have more resources, and they just seem better able to hold their own in a lot of circumstances, which is very nice because that can be a big problem in Overwatch sometimes, is that your guys feel a little bit squishier than they should be, or that they don't have enough tools to actually survive and get out of scenarios. So with the pros out of the way, we're going to be moving into the cons for each of these games now, and starting with Overwatch again. The biggest issue with this game is how often people leave matches, especially in quick play. The only time I've really had someone leave a match in competitive was when someone DC'd. It was our tank, she DC'd, and they came back as soon as they could, and we ended up winning that match because they came back and our team was pretty decent. We were holding them back decently. The only issue is that if you're trying to play quick play, it seems like no matter what, every other game or every third game, you're going to have someone on the losing team just leave when it goes poorly or when someone does something they don't like, which is just so annoying because just stick to your game, especially if you're on the lose. Like if you're just crushing a team and they're leaving, like whatever, I feel bad for their teammates who aren't leaving at that point. But if it's on your team and you're losing, but like you guys just got your ults up and like you can you can push up with that Zen ult and just steamroll through their team. But no, your teammate leaves because they're sick and tired of getting murdered by an enemy team because they're doing something poorly and just peaking bad. It's just really annoying that that is such a issue in Overwatch, and it's legitimately the main con for this game is that if you play quick play, if you're just trying to chill out and not play comp, you're going to encounter, if you're losing, someone is very likely to leave your team and you're going to be down a guy for maybe 30 seconds. Thankfully, Overwatch has very good, just in general, queue time to get people back into the game and get people just loaded up again and having a teammate fill that empty slot like almost immediately, which is not the case for Marvel Rivals. But still, the leaving issue is just so annoying that it causes a lot of problems. For Marvel Rivals, really the only main problem is that the game feels very unbalanced. There's definitely heroes that are much stronger, and there's definitely team comps that are way stronger, which I don't really feel playing Overwatch. It seems like no matter what I pick, as long as I'm not picking someone that's like completely terrible into their team, it's going to work out regardless, and unfortunately that is just kind of not the case for Marvel Rivals. It seems like, especially with triple healer, triple support still being very viable. I had a Cloak get her ult within the first 30 or 40 seconds of a match today. It's just as good as it used to be. And while it doesn't stack anymore, it's still an effective immortal zone unless you have an Iron Man ult up at that point or a Punisher with his missile ult. I think that just overall, it's very much more unbalanced, and because every healer ult feels like it's a Zen ult being thrown into your face, it kind of just sucks because there's nothing you can really do about it. And at the end of the day, that just makes a game sometimes unfun to play because, you pick the wrong healers. For instance, you play Adam Warlock and you play Rocket Raccoon. Two great healers in their own right, but they don't have healing ults. And all of a sudden, you get to a point in the match where all of their healers have their ults up. They have two healers. They have a Cloak and Dagger, and they have a Luna Snow. And they push onto the point, and there's nothing you could do at that point. It's all of your actions are moot because they're all immortal, and you don't have that same immortality in your support ults. At the end of the day, it just kind of sucks to have to deal with that, and a lot of those ults, like, you have to deal with them with very specific heroes' ults, or you have to really just depend on using multiple ults at once, like the Storm and the Human Torch team up, and overall, it just makes the game kind of unfun to play at sometimes, and just feel very stagnant. Even if they're adding in all these nerfs and all these changes, it still feels like, if I try to play comp and I get high enough in comp, I'm just going to have to deal with the fact that almost always there's going to be a certain amount of time during that game where we're not going to be doing really anything on the point, and we're just going to be trying to survive through damage. And that sucks. That's not fun. So with the pros and the cons out of the way, we really just come down to the verdict, and this verdict will be directed towards just casual load up, quick play, maybe competitive, just to play the game, to have fun, because that is how I play the game. I'm not going to be commenting on pro scene, how good these games are for like really, really high level play or like professional play, because I am not that level of play at these games. I am just casual Joe gamer. So for that purpose, I would say, honestly, Overwatch is better. It seems much more well-tuned. It seems just kind of balanced, and you could kind of just pick whoever, and as long as you just read the abilities and play with them for maybe even... I picked up Hazard, the newest hero. I didn't play last season. I played Hazard at the start of the season. I learned him in 2 games. Not even, actually. So I think really Overwatch is just much more fun to play and just more casual. And if you're just looking for a game to pick up and just play for 20 or 30 minutes a day and then get off, and you're looking for this kind of team-based hero shooter, I'd say I'd pick Overwatch over Marvel Rivals almost any day. That's not to say Marvel Rivals is a bad game. I still play Marvel Rivals. I still enjoy playing it. I switch between the two. But at the end of the day, if someone asks me which one I would want to play with them, I will just say Overwatch, and that's just how it is. So with that in mind, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Both games are great, of course, and if you disagree with my opinion in any way, feel free to tell me about it in the comments. Tell me why I dispute any of the points you hear in this video. Just explain to me what you think is wrong with them and why you disagree with it. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Thank you for listening to me rant on and for giving me so much support in these short videos lately. It really does mean a lot that you guys will sit here and listen to me babble on. 500 of you will listen to me babble on about some dude named Dior who decided to be toxic in game chat, and I made a dive video off of him. So I will see you all in the next video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And yeah, bye.